So, hello there. So, if you are planning to, make something like this is gonna be somewhat helpful to you. It's not gonna be a complete step-by-step tutorial, but I'm sure you're gonna find some value in it. So, okay, so let's go. So, when you're modeling something like this, or to be honest, when you're modeling anything, the first thing you should ever do, like the step zero, is collect as much as references as you can. So as you can see, I'm using PureRep because this is the best software for reference, hands down the best. First of all, I went to the official Omega site and brought these images from them. So first of all, the official sites are always the best option, but if you don't get it, yeah, you can always just Google it. This is how it turned out here. As you can see, even the back is pretty much complete. Of course, it's not like a one-to-one replica because that's not what I'm going for. Okay, the first thing, you need to study your reference like your life depends on it. That's how you make a good fucking thing. Like, it's just how it is. In this image, the watch looks pretty slim, right? But no, it's not that slim actually. As you can see, it has that thickness that I was originally not going for. But because I started modeling with just these two images, and that's not good. You need all the sides of whatever you are making. After I got the images, I made this a little bit thicker. I know I'm not gonna go super detailed on this because for whatever reasons, but you still need to have those. You can never have enough references. Okay, that's just a thing. After getting the references, the main thing in modeling is, the polymodeling technique. Like, let's take this case for example. So, in this case, you can see that it's kind of a well made model. The point I'm making is when you're making something like this, the only thing you need to focus on is the edges and like the bevels. So in this dial, you can see the edge flow goes like this. It comes from here and it goes around the watch like this and forms a loop. That's actually the main thing. Whenever you are making something, the main thing is to keep in mind that everything should form a loop. It's not it's not true for all the scenario. Of course, there are exceptions, but if you can do it, try to make something that loops like this, like this. In this part, you can see it's all like loops. It goes on around. Those are like basic modeling tutorial things. If you want, I can make tutorials, but I don't know. Let's see. A hard part is to keep track of everything. So whenever you're working, the main thing you should do is to always um, organize things so that you don't get lost. As you guys can see, all these collections have so many stuff. So if you don't manage them properly, it will become nightmare to handle something like this. If you make something more complex, it can get really complex really fast. So the main thing is to keep track of all the parts. There's one more thing, like when we're working on something, you won't always get all the references you need. So you need to improvise. So this is not perfectly aligned to the image behind it because in 3D we have the liberty to make things perfect because 3D is perfect. But in real life, you can't really take a orthographic photo of something like this. I mean, it's not impossible, but it's very hard. So there will always be some distortions and something like that. So there comes your own creativity. You need to, you know, exaggerate certain proportions, certain details to match your reference. As you guys can see, these are the I don't know what they call, the clippers, the pushers, whatever. So this is the crown, I know that. So these things, they don't match the references, the refer they don't match the reference perfectly, but that's not an issue. It's okay, it's fine. At the end of the day, the watch looks great, so you need to use your mind and fill in the gaps. You get the main forms, you get how it works, but if you don't have anything, like if you don't know, uh, if you don't know there's something about that, then you just need to fill the gap. That's it. It may not be perfect, but of course with practice everything becomes perfect. Now there's one more thing that is very important for us artists. So when I use this, I didn't know how to rig it. So one more thing is to know how to use Google properly, because in this chat GPT era, you can always get lost with the AI things. And the problem with AI is when it doesn't know anything, it lies confidently. So if you're going for answers, you will get lost. So always use Google. That's the best. If you don't find anything in Google, and use AI as your last resort, because that's what it is. Anyway, so I didn't know how to rig it, so I'm not really a riggers, and I'm learning it, because you know generalist is the future. So I went to Google and used I used Google, and so I just went to Google, and it's pretty easy once you know it. Um, you just I'm not gonna go on how I rig this chain, because again, it's not a tutorial. If you want, I can make it, but it's not a tutorial. So um, whatever. My point is, my my point is, I'm not talking about this watch in like in gen. My point is, I'm not talking about this watch specifically, because I'm talking generally. If you get some problem, use Google. You'll get good at it eventually, and that's a lifesaver. Google, YouTube, whatever. I use Google because watching it's faster than watching a tutorial, and once you get the hang of reading, everything is easy. Now, the main problem here is optimizing geometry, because let me show you. If I hit all, I have total of like 1.9 million polygons, almost 2 million polygons. This is Blender can handle it, but it's it's still heavy. It's gonna cost you with render time. Even if your device can support it, it's always a good idea to optimize things. That's how you get the most out of your system. That will give you the best bang for your buck. Okay, uh, I could have used something like that. I will, but managing geometry is tough. That's a pretty hard subject. We'll get through that some other day. But for now, this is how I model it. And let me just show you the preview real quick. So this is how it looks on Eevee. I added some lightings and stuff, and I'll make an ad kind of thing, and that will be for the part 2 of this. There are some finishing touches left, but I'll fix those, and I will come back with an animation later, and I'll show how I animated the whole thing, and I will also make some renders and show you guys. But for now, this is what it is.